chart like the...
Hey, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Today we're going to review the real number system. All right, so the real number system, you can see this chart a lot. And we start off with the real number system by we have to say, is it rational or is it irrational? So rational numbers are your fractions, decimals that end or repeat. Those are all numbers that are rational numbers. All right, irrational numbers are decimals that do not end and do not repeat. And the example that we always use is pi, right? Pi is 3.14159, and it keeps going on and it does not repeat. It just keeps going on forever and ever and ever. It's a big, weird, long number, and it's irrational. It's an irrational number. So if it's an irrational number, that's all it is. It's an irrational number, and it's still a real number because it's part of the real number system. But if it's a rational number, if it's a fraction, a decimal that ends or repeats, it could be broken down into smaller subsets. So inside of rational numbers, the next subset is called integers. And integers are negative and positive whole numbers. So it'd be like -10, -17, -4, -1,000,000, right? Any negative or positive whole number is considered an integer. Inside of integers, we could break this down even more. Inside of integers, we have whole numbers. And whole numbers are your positive whole numbers and 0. Right, so your positive whole numbers like 56, 1,327,226, 4. Or those are all whole numbers. They're positive whole numbers, and 0. 0 is a whole number. And inside of whole numbers, we have another subset, and it's called natural numbers. And natural numbers are your positive whole numbers. Some people like to say that it's counting numbers. It's numbers, if you were going to start counting something, you would start with these numbers. You would start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on and so forth, all the way to infinity. Those are natural numbers. Okay, so I have some problems, some things over here. We're going to put them into the right spot where they should go. Pi, we already did. We put that in irrational because it's an irrational number. All right, so let's keep going on. Let's figure out some of these other ones. All right, let's see here, 45%. If I change that to a decimal, I can do 45% divided by 100, and that will give me 0.45. Well, that is a decimal that ends, right? So that means that 45% is a rational number. 45%. Right? Square root of 16. If I put that in my calculator, square root of 16 equals 4. Well, 4 is a positive whole number. This positive whole number is a natural number. So natural number would be 16. Square root of 16. It gives me my square root of 16 gives me 4, and 4 is a natural number. Square root of 50. If I do square root of 50, I get 7 point, here we go, square root of 50 is 7.07106782. So and it keeps going on forever and ever and ever, and it does not repeat. These numbers that go on forever and ever and ever and don't repeat, those are irrational numbers. So square root of 50 is an irrational number. Anytime you take the square root and it's not a whole number, it is an irrational number. All right, let's see what other ones we have. All right, 28/7. So let's change that to a decimal. 28 divided by 7. Let's see what we get. 28 divided by 7. That gives me 4. So if it gives me 4, that means it is a natural number. So 28/7 is a natural number because it gives me 4. If I simplify that, that gives me 4. All right, 1/2. If I put 1/2 in my calculator here, 1 divided by 2, well, I see it's a fraction, so I know it's going to be rational. But let's see, I get 0.5. That is a decimal that ends or repeats. It's a fraction. 1/2 is a rational number. 7. 7 is a positive whole number. So positive whole numbers are natural. 0. 0 is a whole number. I've told you guys this before. 0 looks like a hole. Think of hole in the ground, hole. 0 is a whole number. Right? And then now I have -12. -12 is a negative whole number, so therefore it is an integer. All right, so this is the real number system. We have rational numbers and irrational numbers. That's what you want to figure out first. And then if it's irrational, you're done. It's just irrational and real. If it's a rational number, you can break it down more. And if it's a whole number, you know it's natural. If it's a positive whole number, If it's a 0, you know it's a whole number. And if it's an integer, that means it's a negative whole number. Something else to remember is that things that are inside each box are part of that. So natural numbers are also whole numbers, and whole numbers are also integers, and integers are also rational. All right, just like negative 12 is an integer, negative 12 is also a rational number. Okay, so if the box is inside another box, that means it's part of that bigger box. All right, so that is the real number system in a nutshell. We learned that. We spent a couple days on it. If you ever have any questions, please ask a teacher and go ahead and try that practice test. See you later.